All right, here we are on the next part of the 440 build. Yesterday we gapped the piston rings. Today we're going to be putting the piston rings onto the pistons. So it's pretty simple. Let's get started here. I've got the oil expander rings ready to go. We're going to do those first. The instructions from Sealed Power give some guidelines on how to do it. So we're going to follow that. I've got some braking oil here. I'm going to put some lube on those. I probably won't lube the second and top ring. I'll probably put those on dry just because it's a little bit trickier process, and then we can oil those later, but I'll show you how to do these. So the first step, according to the instructions, is to get the expander on. This particular style butts together. So you can see here that it doesn't interlock. There's no pin in there. It just needs to butt up. You don't want it to overlap, actually. That would be bad. There's a little deformation on the back side of this, top and bottom. And that's the reason why you have to put this in first. So let's go ahead and oil this up. Just a little bit of oil. Get it all the way around. Okay, I'm going to install it like this, put those down. And I'm going to do all the pistons the same. These are super easy. They go right on. I'm going to put all those to the front, the arrow on the pistons facing the front. I'm going to put the two rings that go above and below it right here at about a 45-degree angle, just to kind of keep all these gaps from lining up. The piston rings do move around a little bit, so it's not that critical that you pay too much attention to this. And actually the top rings are going to move around. They're going to be loose until you put them in the right in the cylinder, so you can adjust those last minute. Okay, these are symmetrical. It says here to do the top one first. It's a little counterintuitive. Let's go ahead and oil this one up. Okay, and you want to start it somewhere in here around a 45. Try to keep the ring flat. That'll help it go into the groove. Bring it around and then grab that sharp corner here, expand it a little bit. These are so flimsy, they go in really easy, just like that. You can adjust them later if you don't have the orientation perfect. Lube up this other one. As you see, I'm not even using the ring expanders at this point. This one you'll start over here, coming on the bottom. And again, flatten out the ring a little bit. It'll pop in. Bring it around. Hold that sharp corner so you don't scratch the piston. This is a little trickier. You got to bring it up and over that top ring, and it should pop right in, just like that. Okay, you can take a look at your work, see where the gap is. You can move them to where you want them. Just, use your fingernail. They scoot right around. Okay, there we go. All right, next, top rings. So now we're gonna do ring number 2. Grab those. Remember from yesterday? Well, it was my yesterday. This top shiny one with the chrome Moly on the edge, that's your top ring. And this one here that has the little chamfer on the bottom is the second ring. The top of it is marked. So I'm gonna go ahead and spin this around and go at it the other direction. We are gonna use the ring expander. The instructions here say not to spiral them on. Some people do it anyways, but I'm going to try to follow the instructions here. So we have a ring expander. We're going to go ahead and open it up a little bit. We're going to go down to that second groove. I'm going to start here and try to just expand this the bare minimum we need to. You don't want to spring it and make this thing giant. It could damage the ring. So we're just going to work it down ever so slowly. Get it past the first groove and into the second groove. Okay, and she's in. Okay, and we'll probably put those also on a 45. Some people like to maybe have the bottom one not aligned with your oil retention grooves on those rings. So you could leave this one here and you could put your top ring gap here, or maybe you put these on a 45. Again, they're gonna compress in and they're gonna move around a little bit while the engine's running. All right, so here's this next ring. Okay, this one's symmetrical, the chrome Moly top ring. we're just going to grab that. Do the same thing. We're going to expand it as little as possible, like this, and just get it to its groove. And it's in. Okay, maybe move those like that. We'll put a drop of oil on them before we put them in. We'll get them orientated just how we want them, but not too bad. All right, let's do one more. You're just gonna go through each one like this. Okay. This is number 3. Not that it matters the order you go through with something like this, but I just like to be consistent. I'm gonna go ahead and oil up the expander. Just a little bit of that braking oil. I don't know if the braking oil is extra sticky or not, but it definitely has additives in it, so it's good to use that versus just any old oil. All right, there we go. Oiling this ring here. This is the one we're going to go on the top. Start it right about there. Flatten her out a little bit. And here it goes. Bring that in there like that. Oil your bottom one. Start that guy over here. Okay. Flatten it out. Get it over that upper ring. A little slippery with all the oil. And just like that, sometimes you let go of them. See if I can just snake it in there. There it goes. All right. So we'll go ahead and put the expander gap there. Slide this guy over to here. Slide this guy over to there. I'm happy with that. All right. Now I need those other rings for the top. I'm gonna have to step away and grab them. They're in the other room. Oh, thanks. All right. We'll spin that around. Grab our rings here. Moly top. Chamfer here, second ring. Mark top side. Back in the expander tool. Okay. And just, again, the bare minimum. We don't want to make it any bigger than we have to. Slowly bring her down. Okay. And she's in. Okay, good. And then we'll do the top ring. Chrome Moly top ring. It's symmetrical. There's no dot. There's no word top. So we're just going to get this one on here. Kind of bring it down to the groove if you can. Keep from expanding that ring too much. And she's on. Okay. There we go. Those will obviously go into a compression sleeve before we put it into the cylinder and help us to install them. All right, well, I think that's it. I'm going to work through all the other ones and we'll start back up at the engine another day. See ya.